I swear, every Team of No Players rebuild I do lately, I have called the hardest rebuild I have ever done. But this one might actually be it. Because today, we are of course gonna be rebuilding this team. Nobody on offense, nobody on defense, but we are only allowed to use 7th round picks. And of course, sign free agents or trade for players if they were 7th round picks. And today, we are gonna see if we can take this team from literally nothing to greatness, like the highest overall team in the league and winning a Super Bowl by the end of this. Stay tuned to find out, because this might be a long one. But I'm super excited to get into this, so I'm gonna keep this intro short. If you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. It really helps out the channel. I would appreciate it. And we didn't hit the like goal on the video where I said we would do this, but I wanted to do it anyway, and we got close, so I'm like, close enough. So if we can actually hit 2,500 likes on this video, I'll do whatever rebuild challenge the top comment on this video says. So let me know any goofy rebuild idea you have in the comments. Go like some ideas that you think are good, and if we get to 2,500, I'll do it. Or maybe like 2,250 like the last one. And very last thing, be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. Trying to hit 90K soon, and I mean, imagine if everyone liked the video and subscribed. We get to like 50,000 likes, 100 and something thousand subscribers. That's all I'm saying. But all right, enough plugging. Let's get into this. Of course, as I always start these out with, you can't simulate without players, unfortunately. It would be funny if you could, but let's sign players that were 7th round picks only. But all right, here's the team we threw together, a whole 66 overall. Not amazing. There isn't much breakdown for me to do with this team because there aren't that many notable players, but I mean, our quarterback is either going to be Max Duggan or Michael Pratt, so that's, you know what we're working with. But all right, let's get straight to the end of this first year, and we'll see if we even win a game. We shouldn't be able to, but knowing Madden, we could. Okay, we somehow won 2 games, but Damian Martinez actually 4 yards per carry behind this horrible offensive line. We'll take that. And surprisingly, a pretty good amount of picks. I feel, not to spoil the Chiefs rebuild I did, but this is more picks than we got in probably 3 of the seasons combined. Go watch that one after this one if you want to hear me be annoyed at Madden. But let's see, Ricky White, number 6 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Martinez 10, and Tommy, not even going to try it, at number 10 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh yeah, and let's see if we gained any dev traits. We might. Okay, none on offense. Usually we don't though, but how about on defense? Okay, we got 2. Michael Barrett got star, and same with Brandon Hill. We'll take that. I was definitely hoping for a few more, but it is what it is. But I already re-signed some of these players at the mid-season, at least the ones that were interested then. There are a few more that are interested-ish now. Obviously not the end of the world if we don't get all these players back. I don't know if we even should re-sign many of them, just because they're more expensive than they're worth, but like we have 162 mil still. We're fine. But all right, obviously we're not going to be able to do much in free agency, but I'll look through and try to remember if anyone here was a 7th round pick that would actually be worth signing. Okay, here's one I was waiting for. I was thinking he would be here, Rasheed Walker. The only problem is, I was gonna say, he's normally terrible in Madden. He allowed 25 sacks this year. I'm good. Playing like a 7th round pick. That's fair. I mean, it's not, but you know what I mean. Chris Paul, I think, was a 7th round pick, right? Yeah. But all right, he's gonna be the only player we go for, the only one I could really find that I actually want. I'm sure there are some like older players here that were 7th round picks, but like, I'm good. We're not even gonna get Chris Paul. The Bucks take him. Well, tough start. Let's get to the draft. And this is gonna be a long draft, obviously. This is gonna be important though. We are gonna get a lot of players. But in the draft, of course, we'll see what we can do. I maybe shouldn't have, but I gave the Cardinals our 1st round pick, knowing it was going to be number 1, but I took like all their other draft picks, so I don't know, that maybe balances out, but it is the number 1 pick, so probably not. Definitely not. But in the 7th round, lots of blue and yellow, and I have no idea what I want to do here. There are some draftable players we have scouted. My private workouts, I think 1 got drafted. There was a defensive tackle. He might have... No, he's still here. Marquise Byers. I was just sort by tackling for nose tackles, and it works out pretty well. I use weak defensive tackle draft classes too, and there's still usually a good one late. So, I mean, pretty easy first pick. I'm obviously not going to show me taking all these picks, but I'll show the good ones. Marquise Byers, rank 40. Jose Morales, rank 103. We'll take it. He'll probably be a starter day 1. Jamie Anderson, 2nd to 3rd round talent guard. I almost forgot about him. Hidden Dev. All right, and that might have been all the decent ones. Lucas King, drafted at 196, rank 196. 36, weird. But the big question is, what quarterback are we gonna take? Because we have to take one pretty much. Of course, none of them look great. I'm actually liking Jeremiah Shields. Probably just as horrible as the rest of them. The first thing I notice is 8 bench reps. All right, maybe not. An improviser with 502 speed. Yeah, that's what you want. Just give me one with good throw. They're all 23. We'll just shoot for hidden dev. Eventually, we'll get one. Surely. Okay, you know what? Instead of that, I'm just gonna go with Joshua Shelby because he's the youngest out of the QBs. Close enough to have in hidden dev. Rank 312 though. He didn't look that bad. That's crazy. But all right, here's how the draft went. We got some pretty okay players. I decided to just show the first few because, you know, you can see pretty clearly they started to not be quite as good, but eventually I found some decent ones like Julian Soto, 70 overall. Christian Boulware was the lowest overall player we drafted, but he at least had hidden dev. It's probably just star, but I'll cheat and check it. It is just star. But we did get one decent player with hidden dev, or I guess, wow, I think we only got 3 total players with hidden. Anderson, Boulware, and Goodwell at corner. He's pretty good. 57 zone, maybe not great, but thankfully he is a scheme fit. So he'll start and he could develop pretty quick. But yeah, obviously not too many players to pick from in the 7th round, so we did what we could. I'm sure there was someone we missed, but I feel decent about it. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We're at least a 70 overall. That's better than we were to start last year, obviously. The only thing I'm really undecided about is who we're gonna start at QB, because in the preseason, Joshua Shelby wasn't too great, but I guess Brian Borum wasn't too amazing either. The reason I want to start Shelby, obviously, is because he's younger, which especially matters in Madden. Borum's a little better of an overall and played better in the preseason, but is 23, which is sad that I don't feel great about getting 23-year-olds in Madden anymore, at least rookies, because that's how old I am now, so that's tough. We'll just stick with Shelby, though. I don't know that either of these 2 QBs would do great, but at least Shelby's only 21. But yeah, we're starting a lot of rookies this year, as we probably should, so we'll get into this season. We should get a lot of development at the very least. I don't know if we're gonna do too great though. At least we shouldn't be able to yet. But alright, I thought we would stop at the mid-season this year, not that we have a lot to go over, but just to point out, we are still dead last for offense, dead last for defense. As we should be. It sounded like I was gonna say, but something good is happening, but I don't know, I haven't checked yet. Joshua Shelby's doing okay. Martinez has been surprisingly good. I have him at a really high, I guess pretty high overall for a 7th round pick that didn't make the Seahawks team, but I loved him at Miami, so I'm gonna hold to that. Gotta stand on something, I guess. I keep wanting to say Juan Soto. Julian Soto doing pretty well. Ooh, and Fadil Diggs, 6.5 sacks already, but no picks on the year. Fun. But I don't know who we're going to re-sign. Probably just some of the guys that, I guess we signed a couple UDFAs, but there aren't many re-signings here, obviously. I haven't worried about kicker and punter. I guess I could, but I don't know if I care. Maybe I could specifically get ones that were drafted in the 7th round, but most of them were drafted between 6 and 7, or went undrafted, so who cares? But all right, we'll get to the end of the year. 1 win so far. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we're still winning more games than we should. Can't wait to underperform when we actually have a good team. No, we'll see. I feel like this could, not to jinx it, could go surprisingly well. But all right, we go 3-14. 1 more win than last year even. Joshua Shelby wasn't too great. 21 touchdown passes to 25 picks. But I mean, for how bad of a team he's on and how bad he is, could have been worse. Probably should have been worse. Probably not going to be our QB next year. Martinez was solid. Soto, 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. Emmanuel Stewart allowed 24 sacks at left tackle. I guess that's what you get when you start a 67 overall tackle. Barrett, 171 tackles. 12.5 sacks for Diggs, though. 6.5 for Morales, not bad. 5.5 for Byers. We finished with at least 2 picks on the year. Better than the 0 we had, but I don't know that we're gonna have anyone for any award. I guess Diggs could be up here for Defensive Player of the Year around 10. Number 9, pretty good guess. Offensive Rookie of the Year will have some players. Can we win it, though? Soto's gonna get 2 or something. I don't know, he had a really good year. He does win it, okay. That's massive. Jimmy Manuel at number 5. I don't even remember who that is. No, that's our tight end. I do remember. Shelby at 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Morales should be up here. I don't know if anyone else will be. Morales at 7. Byers, of course, at 9. I thought they would be higher. I'm not going to lie. But all right, we should get at least 1 dev trait this offseason. A pretty good one. Oh, speaking of dev traits, Byers has Superstar and Goodwell has Superstar. He didn't develop that much for a rookie corner in Madden. Madden, especially with Superstar Dev, but I mean, I'm not going to complain for a second. Anderson only star as I expected. But I mean, we were what, 2 for 4, I guess? For superstars on hidden dev players we drafted? That's crazy. But all right, we'll get into the offseason once again. Don't know that we're gonna re-sign anyone here. Probably not. Merritt did develop, but he was undrafted. Should I be able to sign undrafted players? I don't know. I think it would be more fun to only get players from the 7th round. Speaking of, is there anyone here that was taken in the 7th round? Dontavian Wicks was 5th. Ryan Flournoy, I think that's how you say it, or something like that, something weird. 6th round, pick 40, so close to the 7th. Elijah Higgins was 6th. I don't know, my 7th round knowledge is kind of lacking. What a tragedy. Moro Jamo, I think he was 7th, right? He was, okay. I mean, defensive tackle I'm not too worried about, but we got to spend this cap space on someone. Juwan Briggs, 7th round, I was gonna say. I remember seeing that name looking through the recent drafts. Why not? Underrated player for the Jets. Ooh, and Carrington Valentine. Again, corner, kind of easy to develop, but like, why not? Might as well sign him. If he wants to. He has some offers, though. Might as well go very player-friendly. I guess we should be a little careful because we're probably going to have to re-sign players, at least hopefully. But all right, these 3 defensive players, Moro Ojamo, Carrington Valentine, Juwan Briggs. We do get Ojamo and Valentine, and now Briggs. Pretty good upgrades for this defense. Man, as for dev traits, though, Soto at least got star, but I was hoping for superstar. I'm really surprised he didn't get it, I'm not gonna lie. And Diggs didn't gain one. I'm not that surprised, but like, still, it would have been nice. He deserved it. Like, it's crazy he didn't get it, but I'm not surprised, knowing Madden. But all right, this year in the draft, I haven't looked who's available yet. I know I kept O-line as our focus position for obvious reasons. 24 sacks allowed from our left tackle last year. Ooh, okay, good. I was getting worried when I only saw day 3s and UDFAs, but there is a 1st to 2nd round talent, right guard, Brody Barton. You know, it's a weird rebuild when we're getting super excited about a 1st to 2nd rounder, but he's good. F injury, so good thing we don't have injuries on. I would play him at tackle, but he's only 6'2". That'll be fine. This isn't a realistic rebuild if you couldn't tell. But rank 45, got him at 193, steal. There's one okay receiver, but I don't see a great one. Maybe Singer, he looks fine. He might be draftable. But all right, let's go. DeMarcus Scruggs, 3rd to 4th round talent guard, rank 85. Crossan looks okay at corner. I don't love the marginal speed, but elite agility, good change of direction. Rank 222, okay, not great. But hidden dev, he's only 5'9" though. Let's go with some pass rushers and see if we can get hidden dev. Sam Fasano, rank 193, normal dev. Marion Mayberry, crazy name. I would probably pick him even if he was a UDFA or a projected UDFA, or UDFA talent, you know what I mean, but normal dev. That might be the best name I've ever seen. And something I should have done is maybe focus scouted some QBs, although I don't know if any of them would have been worth it. You know, if a field general looks like this, they're gonna be rough, because even the ones that look great aren't that good, usually. But let's try Singer. Rank 83, okay. Jamie Iglesias, he at least has decent route running, not really good at anything else. Rank 213, could be better. Quentin Roberts, another playmaker, at least a good returner, something we may or may not have. Rank 87. And all right, no, we'll do 2 more picks. I'll show 2 more. Rafael Rivera, he at least has a good tackling. Rank 160. At least we're getting guys that are draftable for the most part. And let's go with the running back, why not? Francisco looks pretty good. He ran a 4.43, but only solid speed, decent change of direction, decent acceleration. I hate that. They need to revamp, like, how the scale works. I know 40 time isn't everything for how fast players are, but like, it should be better. They should be closer than it is. A running back running a 4.43 and a 4.38 shouldn't be like slow. You know what I mean? He's okay. Rank 89. That's fine. Did we get a single dev trait? Oh yeah, we got the bad corner and the guard. I guess better than nothing. But all right, here's how the draft went. I don't know that it was necessarily as good as last year, but I mean, we did what we could. We can only take the players that are available to us. Brody Barton, at least a 74 overall, though. It's probably gonna drop at tackle, unfortunately. Maybe to like a 72 even. 73? We'll probably start him there, just to see. But Scruggs, also decent. Wish he had a dev trait, but it is what it is. But let's see, we had Crossan, who had a dev trait. I picked a bunch of linemen through here, and I didn't check if any of them had hidden. I just clicked through them quick, so we'll find out eventually. And then we also got a decent corner later with no dev trait, but 72 overall. He was ranked like 70-something, 71. And oh yeah, the quarterbacks that I thought were terrible. Shocker, I know. But decent draft for the 7th round. Almost everyone we picked was better than the 7th round, so we'll take it. But all right, we are a 74 overall heading into year 3. Not as many real life 7th round picks. I guess not on offense, but on defense, we do have quite a few left. I want to stick with real-life 7th-round picks, but it's obviously going to be tough because there aren't many great ones, and I want to make this team actually good, but we're trying. But yeah, we're 74 overall, looking decent, starting quite a few rookies again this year. Not many on defense, just one. I didn't even notice Curry had hidden dev, by the way, when we picked him. I did draft him, right? Yeah, if he was undrafted, it would show his dev trait revealed. So yeah, 7th round. I'm assuming he just has star, probably because he didn't develop it all through the preseason, but I guess you never know. Oh yeah, and also we're going to start a different QB this year, Jake Marshall. We're going to go to a different rookie. Developed 2 overall in the preseason, so I mean, we'll see. He wasn't necessarily great in the preseason, but neither of our QBs were, so we'll see how it goes with him. Hopefully someone can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We're starting 2 rookie receivers that have the exact same face. Kind of freaky. But all right, let's get to the midseason. And I mean, what do I even say? I can't say hopefully we're good because we're only a 74 overall, but hopefully things are going well. That's really all I can say. Okay, we are somehow 4-3 at the midseason this year with a 74 overall team. 75 now, I guess, but how? Looks like Jake Marshall actually doing well. Damian Martinez has been doing well. What's his longest rush? Oh yeah, I guess he had a pretty long run first year, but a long of 9 last year and a long of 9 again this year. Not amazing, but whatever. Soto doing well, and our 2 rookie receivers that look exactly the same. 2 of our linemen aren't doing great, but Morales already 7.5 sacks, 5.5 for Diggs. At least 3 picks this year. That's 3 more than we had at the midseason last year, so could be worse. We have the 9th defense in the league for points per game allowed. Not amazing on offense, but I mean, better than we should be. So things are going pretty well. We'll re-sign some of these players. Brandon Hill does resign. Tommy, whatever, he resigns. He wasn't cheap though. Maybe I shouldn't have re-signed him. Oh well, he's good at least. And he's a real player, which I want more of on the team. But Diggs, 3 years, 33, he doesn't take it. Probably our most important player too, isn't interested at all. That's not great. But that's about it for re-signings. So let's get to the end of the year once again. I need to remember to spend coach points. I'll remember eventually, maybe, but we'll see how we do. But okay, we end up going 8-9. We don't make the playoffs, but I mean, for year 3, only being up to a 79 overall now, that's a pretty big overperformance. For I guess the 3rd year in a row, but big overperformance this year. Jake Marshall, 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 picks. Is that gonna be enough for Offensive Rookie of the Year? I don't know. But he is up to a 78 either way, so maybe he doesn't need it necessarily. I mean, that would still be really nice, because a 78 is only ranked 32 here, but like, I guess it's not the end of the world if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year. Damian Martinez, pretty good for the 3rd year in a row. Julian Soto, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, even better year than last year. Almost 1,000 for Singer, 900 for Roberts. Okay, Barton and Crockett weren't too great, but the rest of the line was pretty good. But on defense, 128 tackles for Graham led the team, 19 TFLs for Diggs, and 15.5 sacks for Morales, 14.5 for Diggs. I was hoping for a little more interior pressure, but I mean, still, 7.5 for Ojamo, 6 for Byers. That's pretty good. And we at least had 6 picks total on the year. That's better than last year. But yearly awards, moment of truth. Can we get Offensive Rookie of the Year for our QB? Parker Washington wins AFC Offensive Player of the Year on the Broncos. All right, gotta love Madden. But Soto at 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Of course, as a 7th round pick. Defensive Player of the Year, we could have 2 players in the top 5. Damn, I was hoping Diggs could win it. Number 3, Tyrell Dodson and Devin Bush, 2 former Seahawks linebackers, now on different teams than they're even on in real life. Okay. But we did have 2 top 5ers, Diggs at 3, Morales at 5. But Jake Marshall does win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kurt Singer at 2, Quentin Roberts at 4, Ramon Francisco at 9, and then nobody up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but that's fine. How did Curry do? Did he do anything? Probably not if he didn't make the list. Not really. At least went up to a 75 though. I almost feel like it needs to be toned back how strong, like, just being 22 years old with star dev is. Because dude developed 10 overall doing nothing this year. Like, he got tackles, sure. I guess he got 2 TFLs, but, like, that's it. And tackle numbers don't really mean anything. The only thing that matters is, like, not missing tackles. I don't know. But very, very good year. I'm excited to see what kind of dev traits we get. We should get a couple at least. I said that last year and we didn't. We only got 1, but we'll see this year. Okay, Marshall does get star, not superstar, but star. We'll take it. Didn't really play well enough for superstar, so that's fine. I mean, debatably, he was pretty good. But Soto does get superstar. Only up to an 81 overall, having two 1,200-yard seasons. Okay. Ooh, and Barrett gets superstar. Both Diggs and Morales get star. Looks like Kalen King got star. What did he do? I mean, he was good in the run game, it looks like. So we'll take that. 4 or 5 dev traits gained, right? 6 with King. So pretty good. But all right. For re-signings, we have 209 mil still, and not many players to re-sign. Fadil Diggs is the big one, though. He's been, again, still probably our best player. Was number 3 for Defensive Player of the Year at only a 79 overall. I wish overall meant something, but it doesn't. But 4 years, 56, he doesn't take it. Well, he's getting tagged, obviously. Probably not going to be cheap. 34.5 mil, but I mean, he played worth that and more, so I'm fine with it. But all right, still probably not much in free agency. I don't know if there are going to be many free agents we can sign anymore. Most of them are going to be too old or like not that great, or at least not upgrades. But all right, yeah, nobody I could find this year that was actually worth signing, so we'll see what we can do in the draft. But all right, this year in the draft, once again, I haven't really looked at the players available. I focus scouted 3 tight ends. One of them got picked, so he might have been decent. McLeod is at least draftable. Zach Johnson looks okay, but I'm sure he's not for some reason. Ooh, there isn't a great lineman this year. Only day 3s. Okay, this might be a tough draft, I'm not gonna lie. I might just hand this one off to the CPU, at least for most of them, because I don't see anyone that looks too great. I've made every pick so far, but this year I might not. There isn't even a corner with better than solid change of direction. He doesn't look horrible, though, honestly. I might take him, because everyone else looks terrible. He's probably not great, but at least draftable, he is draftable. Hidden dev, I mean, we don't need any more corners, but sure. Cole Bryant, at least his B deep route. Elite acceleration, sure. Rank 203, I thought he would be better than that. I guess we'll go with the tight end. Walt McLeod could even start for us if he has hidden. Doesn't. Where are the decent players at? All the running backs look horrible. This is a rough draft class. Dylan Floyd, he has 2A ratings at tackle. Oh, he's a power with decent strength. Surely he'll be great. 207, he's better. I thought he was gonna be like 300 and something, I'm not gonna lie. He's better than I expected. There isn't even a great strength defensive tackle. What is this class? We've gotten an elite strength one in back-to-back drafts. This year, there isn't even a great. Lidge, weird last name, but almost a perfect pick. Hidden dev, okay. But all right, this will probably be the last pick I show. I don't even know if I care to show this one, but I will. We'll go with a day 3 lineman, because that's exciting, right? Surely. Braden Carter, sure. Hidden? No. Okay, yeah, this draft wasn't great. I made every pick up to Alexander, was the last one I picked, and then I simulated the rest out, and the CPU didn't do much better. 56 overall QB. Okay, what is it with the CPU that feels the need to take a billion players at the same position? Why did it take 6 defensive tackles? This is like me picking like 6 or 7 linemen last year, all in a row. This wasn't even that bad of a draft class overall, just late. It wasn't too good. Wish the CPU would have picked this guy, Reed Poole, but I mean, I don't think we'll suffer from not having taken him. What a bad draft though. At least we were pretty good last year. But all right, heading into year 4, we are a 79 overall heading into the season. We're still a really young team, so we should develop a lot still. I'm just curious how we're gonna do this year. I don't think we're gonna be as good as we were last year. At least we don't deserve to be, but I guess you never know. I do want to check though, where do we rank for overall? I mean, I know we're gonna be last, but how much are we last by? Okay, only 3. There are 382 overalls, and who knows, we could pass one of them up if we develop enough. Probably not, but we could. We'll still probably be last by the end of the year, but for only having 7th round picks, I would say we're doing pretty all right. Oh yeah, and also I moved the O-line around a little bit. I don't feel great about Crockett still starting, but don't really have another choice, and I moved Anderson to right tackle and then Gooden to left guard. I switched him. Oh yeah, and we're gonna start King at linebacker with Star Dev. I don't even remember drafting him, but apparently I did. I don't know where he got Star Dev, but sure. Maybe he gained it, I don't know. I didn't remember drafting a hidden dev linebacker, but maybe I'm just stupid, probably. But all right, let's get into the year. Let's get to the mid-season point, and who knows, maybe we can be good again, but now that I said that, we're probably gonna be 0-6 or 0-7. Okay, good call. We are 1-5, which, you know what? That's fair. This is based on roster talent, this is a 0-1 win team, I would say, at the mid-season. Maybe we can win 1 or 2 more, but 1-5 is fair. I don't really see that much of a clear issue, though. Okay, well, 2 picks, again, that's not great. But yeah, nothing's sticking out to me. I guess we're 32nd for yards on offense and 31st for points per game on defense. But our yards on defense are pretty good. I don't know. But for re-signings, we still have over 200 mil. So we'll re-sign Kalen King, 3 years, 22. Michael Barrett, 4 years, 25. Fadil Diggs, 3 years, 34. Thankfully, he's interested now, at least a little bit. Damian Martinez, again, either him or Diggs have been the most surprisingly good players. 4 years, 18. It's usually so hard to find a decent performing running back in this type of rebuild, but he resigns. And everyone else is mostly depth at this point, so we'll see. We could bring these guys back, but I don't know if we need to. Okay, we end up going 3 and 14. Not a big surprise. Jake Marshall was okay through a lot of picks, though. Damian Martinez, 4.3 per carry, actually had a long run of over 9 yards this year. But 1350 for Soto, 10 touchdowns. Getting better every year. Did he actually develop this year? A little bit, up to an 85. We'll take that. Almost 1,000 for Roberts, 800 for Singer. Okay, Barton was horrible at tackle. We might need to switch him and Anderson. We'll try that. I don't know. Barton isn't it. Gooden wasn't great at left guard either. But Barrett led the team in tackles, 14 TFLs for Morales, 12.5 sacks for Morales, 11 for Diggs, 8 for Byers. Still really good sack numbers. And a few picks, 2 for King and King. That's not going to be confusing. 3 for the rest of the team. Cam Scattaboo up there for MVP. Tua up there for MVP, still on the Dolphins. There's a new BJ Hill. It's where I meet your... never mind, I stuttered. Forget it. Joke's not funny anymore. It never was. It's over. But Soto, 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. McLeod, number 5 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And nobody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. We didn't have anyone for Defensive Player of the Year, though. That surprises me. Even though our defense sucked, Morales and Diggs were still pretty good. Especially Morales, but whatever. Okay, we seem to have hit a wall here, but we'll just chalk it up to being a down year. You know, if we want to, we can trade for any player that was a 7th round pick in real life. I don't know if we will, but like Brock Purdy is on the table. We could try to trade for him. Does pretty well in Madden, but I don't think I'm going to re-sign any of these players. Maybe Jalen Graham, just because like linebackers kind of hard to find 7th rounders with, which is kind of surprising. But let's check free agency once again. I'll look, but I don't know. One running back I can think of is Kyle Monungai, but he hasn't developed very well here. I mean, we can still sign him though. He would be a fine number 2, but I'll look through and we'll see if there's anyone else. But all right, this year we're going to go for, I think, 3 real... Is Crawford still a rookie? At least 2 real-life rookies that were 7th round picks. Kyle Monungai, Tez Johnson, Keaton Crawford. So I don't know if either of these 3 are going to start. I think Tez Johnson has the best chance out of the 3. Crawford could, though, somewhere. So we'll see who signs. We do get Crawford, we get Johnson, and we get Monungai. Okay, cool. All of them signed in different periods for some reason, but good pickups. We're up to an 83 overall now. There are a few other players we could sign, like Matt Lee, but he allowed 12 sacks for the Bengals a couple years ago, so I'm good. But let's get to the draft. But all right, this year in the draft, I still kept O-line as our main focus position. I do see at least 1 3rd to 4th. There's actually a day 3 center, surprising. I think that's the first one we've seen, and only day 3 right guards. At least there's a 3rd to 4th, but that's not amazing. All right, this is probably the last year we'll go O-line as our focus position. Ooh, there's a good-looking nose tackle, really good-looking. Glenn Richard, pretty easy choice there. Rank 13. No dev trait, but good start. Let me see, I focus scouted some receivers. Only one's left, but he's decent, 3rd to 4th. Rank 92, no dev trait, shocker. I don't even know if he's gonna make the team. We have a lot of receivers now. Derek Ainsworth, we'll take him. Rank 110, sounds good. My standards are low. Terry Lacey's an interesting looking safety. He might be horrible, but like he at least has great strength, good speed. I don't know. Might as well try. Okay, he's really bad. Well, good thing we have like 20 plus other 7th round picks, and it's the 7th round. Let's go with Javon Rush. Good last name for a power rusher defensive tackle. Don't love the F play rec, but I think this is the first defensive tackle I've seen with B power moves that's actually available for us to pick. Probably not going to be very good, but I'm going to take him because he's interesting. Rank 234, not great. This might be another stinker of a draft class, I'm not going to lie. Okay, my 3rd focus scout's decent, at least draftable. Rank 143, sure. Ooh, and hidden dev. Let's go Joe Enriquez. I don't know. I'm out of interesting players. We'll get to the end of the draft and we'll see how we did. But all right, this draft is probably maybe our best yet. I don't know. We didn't get that many 70 pluses, but I mean, we got the best player we've gotten so far, Glenn Richard, at a 77 overall. Not that we really need defensive tackle, but still. Imagine if I used strong or like normal draft classes even for defensive tackle still. Probably good I don't. That would be a little broken, but I think only one other 70 plus. Yeah, Dante Wilkins, 72 receiver. And then what was the last? I think it was number 17 or no, 18. I think I picked Silverman. No, it was 16. I remember I ended on a tackle. So the CPU didn't really do a lot, but got an okay running back, I guess. Picking 3 in a row, shocker, after I'd already picked one. But okay draft. Got one good player at least. But all right, heading into year 5, we're up to an 83 overall. I finally switched the tackles around, so this should hopefully be better this year. We'll see. Oh yeah, and Soto has X Factor now. Did I mention that? I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but he gained it in the offseason, so that's cool. But this could be our best year yet. We'll see. Hopefully we'll have a better O-line. Should still have a good run game. Hopefully a better passing game. Wasn't amazing last year. Hopefully less picks from Marshall. And hopefully our pass rush is as good as it has been. But all right, let's get into the year. Let's get to the midseason point, and we should be, I mean, we still should technically be one of the worst teams in the league, but maybe we do better than that. We're not the, we're only tied as the lowest overall now, thankfully. So we'll see. But all right, we are 1-5 at the midseason. Not amazing. We have the worst defense in the league. I think we're gonna change this defensive playbook. We'll go with the Titans. I don't know. That's what a lot of people in my comments said was the best one, so we'll trust them. I've had very mixed results with it, but we'll see. I guess I haven't found a better one, to be fair. But for re-signings this year, we finally have to re-sign our first draft class. So Julian Soto, Marquise Byers, Oscar Goodwell, Jose Morales, who doesn't have superstars somehow, Jamie Anderson, Lucas King. We still have a few players from that first draft. That's kind of surprising. Well, not really. I'm honestly surprised we don't have more. But Soto will go 4 years, 66.8. He doesn't take it. Fun. Byers, 5 years, 156. He does take it. Goodwell, 5 years, 88. He takes it. Morales, 4 years, 68. Doesn't take it. Anderson, 5 years, 147. Doesn't take it. Uh-oh. Lucas King, 3 years, 14. He takes it. And then the rest we'll see. Gooden wasn't great last year. Has been pretty good this year, though. 4 years, 36. He takes it, surprisingly. Jimmy Manuel, we'll see. He hasn't really developed a whole lot. He's been all right. We just don't throw to the tight end much. So we'll try to get these 3 back. If I'm gonna tag anyone, no, I think we can re-sign Soto if we go very player-friendly, and then Morales will tag, probably. And we'll maybe lose Anderson, but we could probably get him back in free agency. He's only ranked 18 for left tackle. He's not, like, crazy good or anything. But we'll get to the end of the year. We'll see if this new defensive playbook does any better. It usually doesn't in year 1, so it probably won't, but we'll see. All right, we go 7-10. That's at least better. I'll go quickly through the stats this year. Jake Marshall was better, 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, much better than last year, and sacked way less times, I'm pretty sure. Damian Martinez still really good. 1 yard away from 1,400 for Soto, 12 touchdowns, 950 for Singer. Switching our tackles definitely helped. And let's see, King, 122 tackles, 11 TFLs for Morales led the team, 12.5 sacks for Morales, 12 for Diggs. Not a crazy amount of interior pressure this year, though. And picks, 2 for Curry and then 1 for 4 different players. We've had worse. Maybe still last in the league? No. Bottom 5-ish, or tied for bottom 5, but not the worst. But let's see, Soto number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year, and that's about it for Rams players. Ooh, Tanner developed a lot at tackle. I was gonna say he might have a good dev trait, but he's only, or not only, but he is a pass protector, so maybe not? Okay, he does only have star, but he developed a decent bit. More than I expected. Also, we're playing with a lot of morale for a team that went 7-10. +3, +3, +4. Like, if you didn't know our record, you would guess this team made the playoffs, but no. But all right, back into re-signings. Gonna be tough. Looks like Manuel actually got star. I guess he did have over 600 yards, 69 receptions. I don't know what triggered it, but sure. I still don't know if we're going to re-sign him, but maybe. But we'll go very player-friendly for Soto, 5 years, 92. He does take it. Not that expensive. Morales, 4 years, 90. He takes it. Anderson, 5 years, 155. He also takes it. Manuel, 3 years, 18. Probably going to be our number 2 this year if we can draft a decent one, but I mean, we'll see. Maybe not. And I'll re-sign the punter, sure. Don't think he was a 7th round pick, but I don't care. But all right, cap space is starting to get a little bit scarier. We still have 60 mil, but it's not the 200 mil we've had most years. But in free agency, this is where, I mean, I highly doubt any of these guys. Okay, I just said I highly doubt any of these guys were 7th round picks, but Eric Rivera was a 6th round pick, so close. But this is where we're gonna have to start checking these generated players. Most of them are gonna be early picks, but I'll check some of them. I'm not gonna check all of them. I don't have all day, unfortunately, but we'll check a couple. Ooh, was Bryce Cable do a 7th round pick? 6th, damn it. Will Fries was, but he is 30. I don't even think he would, or 32. I don't think he would even start for us. But all right, simply because I want to sign at least one free agent, we're gonna go for Jack Nelson, I guess, at tackle. I don't know if he's ever gonna see the field, but I want to sign someone. He doesn't sign. We do get him. Okay, good. Don't know what he's gonna do for us, but I didn't see anyone else. Maybe we'll put him in at a position if someone really underperforms. I don't know. But let's get to the draft. And I have no idea what I want to do this year. But all right, this year we pick in the 7th round. Big surprise. And I don't know if there's anyone good. Ooh, okay, one of our focus scouts was good. Coco Wilson, kind of a crazy name. 3rd to 4th round talent. I focus scouted a safety, day 3, and a receiver, UDFA. Okay, that's tough. There is a top 5 talent linebacker, but he's supposed to go in the 2nd or 3rd round, so we can't get him, unfortunately. We'll just see who's available. Okay, we need to trade up for the Eagles pick. I'll steal that. I couldn't find it for some reason. But let's see. There's a projected 3rd to 4th rounder still here. He's probably horrible. He's athletic. He ran a 4.86 at 298, and that's only 3rd for defensive tackles. Shocker. All the QBs look horrible. Not that we need one, but still. All the running, this is like the worst looking running back class I've seen yet, and we saw a really bad one a couple years ago. Maybe there's a good receiving back? Yeah, Charlton looks pretty good, I guess. The 3rd to 4th round talent edge rusher went. This is a rough draft. This might be our worst yet. I don't see anyone that looks decent. Well, I say that, but Antoine Wilson, okay, he has F zone, but sure, we don't need a corner, but sure, he looks okay. Rank 126, we'll take it. Hidden dev. Don't know what we're gonna do with him, but sure. Let's take the running back. Let's take Charlton. He might be decent, but he's not a great athlete. Rank 94, okay. No dev trait, though. It kind of surprises me. Usually, receiving backs do have hidden. Jermaine McBride has some decent ratings at tight end, I guess. Not a great route runner, but whatever. 204, okay, could be better. There's at least an elite strength defensive tackle. Not that we need more defensive tackles either, but rank 134. I might only show a few picks this year. Sure, we'll take the day 3 safety. Why not? At least he's draftable. I don't even see a draftable lineman. I mean, I'm sure there is one. There has to be one, but if there is, I don't see one. Maybe Lance Terry? At least doesn't have any F ratings from what I can tell. I mean, he could, but I don't know. Sure. 272. Okay, not draftable. Let's go with Tucker Gore, because he's the first projected player. He's probably terrible, but at least he's an athlete. Yeah, rank 322. Last pick, let's go Casey McCauley. At least be deep route. Rank 155. Not a great draft. I might sim the rest of this out, but I don't know if the CPU would do much better. Maybe it would find someone I'm not seeing, but like who? I don't know. But all right, here's how the draft went. We only got 170 plus overall this year, and it was from the CPU, Bryce Walsh. I thought about taking this guy. I looked at him, but I decided not to because he's 24 and he's not going to develop at all. But he was the highest overall player we got, I guess. The CPU took 4 corners. Why does it always do that? And it's like usually at the very end of the draft, and it's like 4 or 5 every time. That's so weird. But we at least got one hidden dev, Antoine Wilson. Was he the only one? I don't remember. I took a few linebackers, a tight end, and then this is where I simulated it. The CPU didn't really make any other great picks. Walsh was the only good one. This was definitely an interesting draft. I don't know if there was anyone for us to pick, but it wasn't great. We're at the point where we just need the players we have to keep developing and playing better. I mean, we could also trade for a player. Gotta remember that. I don't know what position we would trade for a player at. That's the only issue, but we could. But all right, we are an 84 overall heading into year 6, I think. We have an 85 offense, 83 overall defense. I was wanting to draft a decent linebacker this year, but the ones we got weren't great. I guess we have Vallejo. He's already 24, though. It's gonna be hard to develop him. I mean, we could try Cano, but he's only a 64 overall, so I don't know about that. We'll just see how our defense does this year. The offense should be pretty good. It wasn't great last year, but it should be decent. Are we still the lowest overall or tied for it, or did we pass a team or two up? I would guess we're still tied. It looks like we are with the Patriots at an 84. We might pass them up, we might not. We'll see. We're not developing as much anymore because, I mean, our recent drafts haven't been great, so there aren't many rookies for us to play. But all right. we'll get into the season once again. Let's get to the midseason point. Now with our first full year with a new defensive playbook, we'll see how we do. Okay, we're 3-3 at the midseason this year. I don't know if we're gonna keep that up though, because we are 27th for offense, 25th for defense. Not great. Man, I want to trade for a player. We don't have many players we can trade for. Well, this year, our pass rush is a lot worse. This is apparently a better defensive playbook. I don't know. It looks like we have to re-sign Jake Marshall, Brody Barton, Patrick Crossan, we'll see, Dwayne Curry, and nobody's interested. Quentin Roberts, DeMarcus Scruggs, Kurt Singer's a starter, Zach Crockett, Moro Ojamo. Rough. I might let some of them go, because we might just throw in some rookies and see if we can get them to develop a little better than these guys did. That might not be a horrible idea. I don't know about Marshall. We could trade Marshall, but like, what do we even trade him for? It's not like we can get draft picks for him because we can't spend them, and he's been fine. And I mean, I doubt there's another 7th round QB here who would do better. Like, the only one is Brock Purdy, and I don't know if he would do better, and I don't think they would take Marshall for him straight up. If they do, I would do it. Ooh, it's actually close. I don't know. I just don't think there's another option. And Marshall's cheap, so we'll go 5 years, 122. He doesn't take it. Barton has been good the last couple years. Doesn't resign. Crossan is cheap, 4 years, 22. He resigns. Don't know what we're gonna do with him, but at least he is a superstar. Curry, could we upgrade over him? He has 1 career pick, and it's... Oh, no, wait, I'm stupid. I'm looking at... I mean, he has 3 career picks. That isn't a whole lot better, but 4 years, 29. He's not that expensive. But I think I'm gonna let Roberts and Singer go. At least Singer. I don't know, I would re-sign Roberts if he was interested, but of course he's not. I'll go player friendly, he doesn't take it. Man, Scruggs, he's been pretty good. I said I was gonna let some of these guys go and try to get like a younger one and try to develop them, but like, these guys are fine for the most part. He doesn't re-sign though, we might not bring him back. Crockett, 3 years, 27, he does re-sign. He developed really well because he was only like a 65 overall, right? But Ojamo we'll probably bring back if we can. Don't have much cap left though. Again, we could trade a player away here. It's just like, what would we trade someone away for? Unless we want to like trade Marshall for a 1st round pick and then trade that 1st round pick for Brock Purdy. I guess we could try that, but like, Purdy's expensive, so I don't know. And I don't even know if they would take that. So we'll just get to the end of this year. We'll figure something out this offseason to try to make a big move, but it's tough to make big moves when you're this limited. But all right, we go 7-10 once again. Probably glad we didn't trade Marshall. He was pretty good. 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 picks. Hasn't had the best completion percentage, but still almost 100 passer rating. Martinez was fine. Soto, 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, 1,000 for Singer. I have an interesting plan. I don't know how well it would go, but we might look for a new receiver this offseason and play him as our number 1 to try to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, the tackles weren't great this year. Let's see, 16 TFLs for Diggs, 11.5 sacks for Diggs, 8.5 for Ojamo, 8 for Byers, only 6.5 for Morales though. Definitely not as much pass rush in this playbook, but 3 picks for King, 2 for Curry, and then 1 for 4 different players, so that's pretty good. We ended up having a decent defense overall. We were at least above average for interception numbers this year, and sack numbers, so I'm surprised our defense wasn't better, but Julian Soto takes Offensive Player of the Year. I wasn't sure if he did enough to get it, but he did apparently. But let's see, Diggs at number 9 for Defensive Player of the Year, and Cassidy Price at number 5 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Do I know who that is? Probably a depth linebacker? Yeah, okay. I mean, I wish that was our guy with hidden dev, but whatever. So let's get into yet another off season. This year, we're gonna try to do some stuff. I don't even know what needs fixing the most on this team, but we gotta fix something. I should look around and see if there is like a good tight end that we missed on that went in the 7th round. That's like the most. Tight end and defensive tackle in Madden are the 2 positions you can fairly easily find one in the 7th round. Rivera's the one that went in the 6th, right? Yeah. Okay, my new strat is sorting by like the youngest players at every position and seeing if any of them have superstar. A lot of them just went undrafted though. They weren't 7th round picks, so that's tough. Or they were 1st round picks, of course. Maybe I'm just too good at drafting, I don't know. I mean, I guess we let some superstars slip through and go undrafted, but I mean, not too many. Ooh, here's one. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Antoine Wilson, let's trade for him. On the Rams? All right, sure. I mean, we got another superstar corner. I guess that's good, but I don't know what we're gonna do with him. You know what I should do? Let me go back and look at some of my clips and let me see some of the 7th round players that we didn't take. I wanna check if any of them developed. It's a long shot, but I wanna see. Okay, I mean, there's Reed Poole on the Bills, I guess. He's not great, but he's a 77 at least, but he has no dev trait. I don't know, that's like all I've found that's decent. This is tough. But all right, for re-signings, Marshall will go very player-friendly. I won't tag him, though. If he doesn't take this, we're losing him. I know he's been decent. He's been pretty good, but like, I'm not tagging him. 5 years, 133. He does not take it. The tag is 74 mil. I don't care. I'm not paying that. I might immediately go back on my word, because if we don't pay that, I want to try to get Offensive Rookie of the Year for a receiver next year. We'll see. Barton, 6 years, 180. He takes it. Not cheap. Roberts will let go. Hill will let go. Scruggs, I mean, I'll go very player-friendly. 5 years, 85. He takes it. Everyone else... Ojalmo's been good, he's just not interested. I'll go very player-friendly, 3 years, 43. He doesn't take it. We might re-sign him in free agency. Defensive tackle, I'm not very worried about, though. And you know what? Let's restructure some of our deals, because, I mean, why not? I don't want to go too overboard and screw ourselves next year really bad, but we can at least try to re-sign Marshall if we want to. Let me check if these guys were somehow, by chance, 7th-round picks. Second, Hackett already checked. He was on the Steelers. He was like a 1st-round pick. Marshall will go 4 years, 87. We have too much to worry about right now. I don't want to have to also worry about QB. But all right, we'll just try to re-sign these 3 in free agency. They obviously rejected us, but in free agency, I feel like it's kind of a different story. Marshall, Ojalmo, and I guess we'll bring Roberts back because he could be a good 3rd. I just want a better 2 or 1 possibly. But all right, we get Ojalmo and Roberts and Marshall. Okay, glad we didn't tag Marshall. But all right, this year in the draft, I focus scouted 3 receivers. Hopefully they're good, and hopefully if they were good, they're still here. They're at least draftable. Could be worse. Hopefully one has hidden. None of these linebackers were good, even early. I mean, there were some good ones early, but like none really got stolen from us. That could have been in this range. This is tough. This is getting harder as it goes. The drafts are getting worse for some reason. God, I hate this last name. No idea how to say it, but its QB looks okay. This is what I'm used to field generals looking like. Sometime looking even better, and they're still somehow horrible. This running back looks good. Cam Reddick, sure, I guess. Rank 92. I should have predicted it because I would have guessed 92, because I feel like every pretty decent looking running back we've taken has been in the 90s, like 92, 94, something like that. I don't know why. All right, give me one of the receivers. Does Jeff Brackens look good? Probably not, because he was supposed to go in the 2nd to 3rd round and didn't, but I mean, maybe this could be a Tez Johnson situation. Doesn't look that good though. 203, could be worse. Steven Elliott, B short route at least. 207, okay. Jamie Wilbur, maybe a decent tight end, has some pretty good ratings. Rank 91, okay. No dev trait, but at least decent. Late 3rd round talent in the 7th. That's not bad. Man, I want a linebacker. They're just all horrible. Jack Gibson, he's already 23 though. You get 22 years in life, and once you turn 23, it's over. That's how it is. Matthew Scharf, he looks not amazing, but he has 2B ratings. He's fine. Has hidden, okay. Don't know what we're gonna do with him, but sure. Is there like a decent lineman this year? I don't even know what the good linemen look like. I haven't been paying attention. I've just been paying attention to their like rating or their talent. I haven't paid attention to their ratings, so I don't know what the good ones look like. Nick Sanchez is decent. He's at least draftable. Enrique Nava, 317. Okay, not great. Just give me the receivers and I'm done. Stafford, 154, no dev trait. Man, I might just take receivers for the rest of this draft. I want one with hidden dev. I still don't think we've drafted a hidden dev receiver yet. Have we? I don't think so. Bone, no dev trait. This is tough. Okay, I was just saying we haven't drafted a receiver with hidden dev. Thad Ingram, rank 31, hidden dev slot receiver. How did I miss him? Am I blind? How did I miss him? I sorted by short route. I don't know, but at least we got him. Did I not sort? Is this the one year I didn't search for players? No, this is the one year I didn't. I just focus scouted the 3 youngest projected UDFAs. The one year I didn't. No, I swore I did though. I don't know, man. Whatever. At least we got him. But all right, this year in the draft, nothing too crazy other than, I guess, debatably the best player we've gotten yet in Thad Ingram. Not as good as the defensive tackle we got a few years ago, technically, but I mean, a year younger with hidden dev, I'm taking that over 77 overall, 23 years old with normal. And it's a position we actually need in receiver, so I mean, debatably need. We don't really need it because this offensive playbook is so good, but on paper, we kind of do. At least like a true amazing receiver. Soto's good. He's playing really well, but I checked and he was only ranked like 34 for receivers. So if Ingram has a good enough year, could already pass up or at least get close to Soto. We'll see. But the rest of the draft was decent. We got a couple other 70s. I don't know that the CPU picked anyone too great. We picked Gibson. I think the CPU picked Carr. The best overall player the CPU picked was a 65. Not great, but I guess that was really late in the 7th. Oh yeah, and also I picked a fullback. We actually got a few hidden devs. Hudling, or however you say that last name, had hidden, and Beaver. He was a fullback. I moved him to tight end. I guess he's only 6 foot, so maybe that wouldn't really work. Oh well, who cares? But to change his position, I had to see what his dev trait was, and he does have superstar, so could start him. We might. Not like he's gonna win offensive rookie of the year, but I mean, maybe there's something there. Can Hudling play a different position? Running back? No. Okay, so probably not. But all right, let's get into this year. This is probably gonna be our second to last year. We're probably gonna go one more year after this, but I mean, the team is starting to get a lot better. It's a competitive overall, so we should see a few wins this year if we're lucky. But all right, here we are heading into year 7, something like that. We're an 85 overall heading into the year. Not as good of a scheme fit on offense anymore, but I doubt there's a better one. 12% for pistol. I feel like we're always a bad scheme fit for pistol. Is that just a hard one to fit, or I don't know. But we're starting some interesting players on offense this year. I guess we'll make Ingram the number 1 and the slot. We also have some questions, like we could slide Tanner into left guard or even start St. Louis. I didn't show me signing him, but he was in free agency. Was it a couple years ago? He was a 7th round pick, so could play him over Gooden if we want to, because Gooden wasn't amazing last year. We'll try it. Why not? With star dev, we'll see. We'll need a contract after the year, but whatever. Maybe we shouldn't for that reason. Who cares? Oh yeah, and also we're gonna start Beaver because he has superstar. I probably would have started him anyway because for some reason I just knew he was gonna have superstar. It's not hard to find superstar fullbacks though. If they're a good overall, I mean, he wasn't a crazy overall. He was a 72 overall fullback, but he was the best probably, at least available. So I don't know. I'm just yapping though. I also might start Poole over King. I did get him from the Bills. I just traded one of our backup tight ends that wouldn't have made the roster for him. So why not? He's younger than King. Barrett I would bench, but he's been playing really well still for whatever reason. But all right, let's get to the midseason point again. And will we have a winning record for what feels like the first time, even though I don't think it is? Okay, we are 4-3 at the mid-season, unfortunately coming off losses to the Jags and Seahawks, but I guess we were 4-1 at one point. We have the 7th best offense, 10th best defense. It's going well. Marshall is doing very well. Ingram already 600 yards. Our tackles could be doing better, especially Barton. Ugh. And our pass rush could be better. I'm surprised we're 4-3 and have these good of numbers, but apparently. But all right, who are we gonna have to re-sign this year? Is it anyone crazy? We have Kalen King, Fadil Diggs, Zach Pointer, Tony St. Louis, Keaton Crawford, Reed Poole, but we don't have any cap space. We have 6.7 mil. Of course, it's 6.7. Can't escape it. And I don't think I can restructure deals yet. It's not going to push it back far enough, I don't think. Yeah, it's just going to push it into next year, so don't want to do that. So we'll need to restructure during the offseason, which is fine. I think we can get most of these players back. We'll just have to go very player-friendly, probably. Also, Fadil Diggs. When did he get superstar? How did I not notice that? Must have been during the offseason? Did I already mention it and I'm just forgetting? I don't know, but... Oh, he won Best D Lineman. Oh, I guess that was a few years ago. I don't know, whatever. But we'll hope we can get these guys back at the end of the year. I guess we can re-sign Pointer now if we want to, maybe. He does re-sign. Well, let's get to the end of the year and let's hope we can make the playoffs for the first time in this rebuild. Please. Oh my God, dude. We go 8-9 for the, like, third time, second time? What happened? How did we manage that? I mean, I guess we were 4-3. We weren't insane, but we were 4-1 at one point. 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns, 9 picks for Marshall. He was very good. Martinez was good, just didn't get many carries. 1,500 yards for Ingram as a rookie, 9 touchdowns. Should be good for rookie of the year, I would hope. Roberts actually outperformed Soto. That's kind of crazy. Beaver was solid as a rookie, 14 receiving touchdowns, up to a 75. Looks like that was a good move. But let's see, I benched... Okay, this one didn't go well. I benched Barton at the midseason for Tanner. Tanner definitely did a little worse. Wasn't dramatically worse. He allowed 3 more sacks, but also played over 100 more snaps, so But Poole, 169 tackles, 14 TFLs for Morales, sacks, 10.5 for Diggs, 7 for Byers, only 4.5 for Morales this year, though. He has not been very good the last 2 years. Has less sacks the last 2 years combined than each of the 3 years prior, so not great. But 5 picks for Goodwell, and then 1 for 4 different players. Marshall, number 4 for MVP. We almost traded him for Brock Purdy. There's the obligatory Wan'Dale Robinson Offensive Player of the Year. I feel like we've already had one too. But let's see. Ingram obviously wins Offensive Rookie of the Year with Beaver at 2. We top 2, so we'll take that. Even though we didn't make the playoffs, I would still say this was a successful year for development. Just our pass rush sucked, and I guess our O-line could have been better, but it's been worse, so I don't know. But all right, we have 590K, not ideal. Let's restructure all the deals we have, and we should end up with a decent bit of money, I would assume. Gonna screw ourselves over for next year, but there won't be a next year. But all right, Kalen King, Fadil Diggs, Tony St. Louis. King will go 3 years, 57. He takes it. Diggs will go 3 years, 49. He takes it. St. Louis will go 3 years, 21. And, Reed Poole got star. 3 years, 26 for him. He takes it. Crawford, how has he done? I don't even remember. He had a lot of pass deflections this year. Only 1 pick through 3 years, though. We could probably upgrade. If not, we might be able to bring him back in free agency. I don't know. Not the end of the world either way, though. But it looks like Marshall got superstar dev finally. Ingram got superstar. I was hoping he could even get X Factor, but we'll take superstar at least. If he had normal, I would have expected just superstar, but I was hoping for X Factor, having 1,500 yards, but whatever. Gotta love the Rams playbook and the Bengals and however many else abuse the third receiver, the slot receiver. But on defense, looks like Goodwell got X Factor. Crossan got X Factor. What did he do? Not much. He wasn't very good, but all right. I guess he got 5 TFLs, even though he probably has 10 tackling. 61, not amazing. But all right, I guess we'll just get straight to the draft. I don't know if there's anyone we can really sign. I guess Crawford, maybe, if we really want him. I did set safety as our focus position for this year, though, so, like, I don't know if I do want him. But we'll take him, why not? Good depth. So let's get to our final draft of the rebuild. Looking at safety, and I don't even know what else. We're pretty good in most other spots, so we'll see. But all right, in our final draft of the rebuild, no idea if it's a good one or not. We'll see what we can do. There's a field general that looks really similar to the bad one we took last year. The 61 overall. I mean, he did have hidden dev, but still wasn't good. Why are the running back classes getting worse every year? Not one even B carrying, B ball carrier vision running back. I guess there are just no power backs. That'll do. Or no, there's one power back. This guy must be really, really bad. Poor speed, poor agility, poor acceleration. This dude might be like a 57 overall. That's crazy. But all right, what do we want to do? Probably gonna make it a quick draft just because I don't know how much it matters, but Clark Stanford looks decent. Rank 119, decent tight end. There's an all right safety, Jeff Springs, third to fourth round talent. Rank 93, okay. Hidden dev. We could start him if we really want to. I don't know if I want to, but we could. I focus scouted some corners, well, one corner, Ernest Wynn, with the idea of moving him back to safety. I don't know if he would be great there. I just wanted to find the one with the best zone, or at least a zone corner. So I don't know. Probably not going to be great there, but it is what it is. I focus scouted to guard, but he's gone. I figured he would be. Ooh, this focus scout was good. Russ Sims, third to fourth, ranked 91. We'll take that. No dev trait, but whatever. We have enough linebackers. I don't even know if I should have focus scouted him, but he's decent. It's really all we can shoot for. And now I don't see anyone else. Let's go with Brandon Greer. Not great. Cameron Edwards had a lot of F ratings. Not great. Gotta love a 5'8" deep threat. This center looks decent, but he probably isn't. 277, not amazing. All right, I don't see many good players this year. I'm just gonna simulate this one. We'll see what the CPU can do. Okay, not much better. Good tight end though. 73 overall blocking tight end. How did I miss him? I guess I didn't look, but still, man, I want to cheat and see what his dev trait is. Also picked a decent corner. Okay. Other than that, no one too crazy. I mean, decent defensive tackle, decent receiver, but pretty good. Did better than I did, probably. Man, we could start Martinez. Beaver's more fun because because he's weird. He's a 6-foot tight end that was a fullback, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to decide. But all right, here we are heading into the final year. We're up to an 86 overall. We should develop throughout the year too, at least a little bit. I don't think Marshall's gained an overall in like 2 years, it feels like. Hasn't he been an 84 for years now? I don't know. I mean, how did he not develop after last year? In gaining superstar dev, did he just regress a ton? Maybe. I mean, he regressed a little bit, but I don't know, whatever. We have an 88 overall offense, 85 overall defense, still looking good. I am gonna start Springs at safety, because I mean, why not? We'll swing for upside there, even though we only have 1 year left. It's not like Crawford's been amazing, so we'll see what Springs can do. But I mean, hopefully Morales can play like he was a few years ago. I kind of doubt he will because we had a different playbook then. This one just doesn't get as many sacks, but I think it plays better overall, at least I hope. But just to put it out there, the 2 highest overall players so far in this rebuild, I guess we still have this last year of development, are Marquise Byers, a 91 overall. Who would have guessed it's a defensive tackle being good in a 7th round only Madden rebuild. Crazy. And Julian Soto at a 91. Who would have guessed a receiver developed in the Rams offense? Crazy, I know. But those are our 2 highest. Nobody too crazy of an overall, surprisingly, but pretty good ones. But all right, enough yapping. Let's get into this final year. We'll just get straight to the end of it. I'll get to the mid-season just to make sure nobody's massively underperforming, but we'll see what happens, as I say every year. All right, maybe we do one more year. We finished 5-12. Jake Marshall sacked 58 times. I benched Ingram 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns. Holy. But I benched Anderson for Nelson at the midseason. He did slightly better. I benched Crockett for Sanchez. Even though he's only a 68 overall, he technically did slightly better. Allowed the same amount of sacks, but more snaps played. I don't know about this defensive playbook. It wasn't that good. We were not that good on defense at all. Is there any like one player who was specifically horrible? I guess Curry, only 2 pass deflections, no picks. Springs, no pass deflections, 1 pick. King, 0-4, that's not amazing. Goodwell was good. Crossan was okay, 1-4 or 1-3. I don't know. We'll do one more year. I'm going with the Broncos playbook. I don't know. I've tried the Giants before. It's horrible whenever I use it. Packers, Falcons, Bears, Raiders. Do I just try the Steelers? I think that one's been pretty good before. I just don't know which playbook is good still. The Titans is good for me sometimes and horrible sometimes. Like Broncos? Jags maybe? Let's try Jags. I feel like someone said the Jags defensive playbook is pretty good. Why not? We'll try something different. We'll keep the offensive playbook because the offense was good. One more shot, one more year. Quick year though, because we don't have any cap space. So it might not go well at all, but I want to try. Sometimes the worse your roster gets, most of the time, the worse your roster gets, the better you do in simulation for whatever reason. All right, negative 34 mil. Might be able to get out of it, surprisingly. Either my game's not happy with the amount of draft picks I have or something, because there's like weird lag happening. Like I press a button and it responds 3 or 4 seconds later. But all right, we actually have 20 mil. I don't know if I want to re-sign anyone. I'm gonna be honest. Damian Martinez, sure. He's been surprisingly really good based on what I expected. 4 years, 36. He takes it. And I guess that's it. Ojamo. Ooh, Nelson. He was good. Ojamo will go very player friendly. Doesn't take it. That's kind of rough because we're also probably gonna lose Richard. I mean, we could try to just keep Richard. He does stay. Okay, I guess he'll be the replacement to Ojamo now that we're a 4-3. I mean, he's a nose tackle. Ojamo's more of a pass rusher, but still. We'll restructure him. And can we get Nelson back? I don't know. It could go 7 years. I don't think he's going to be taking this. We'll try to get him back in free agency. He did okay this year. Is this final year going to be pointless? Maybe, but like I want to try one more chance. One more time. Good thing I started Martinez. He has X Factor, although he didn't develop that much for having X Factor. Went up 5 overall, but we just hardly used him. Why? Okay, I mean, I guess we probably would have barely used Beaver too, but still, maybe should have just started Beaver. But it looks like Ingram's up to a 93, 97 with morale. Number 6 receiver in the league as a 7th round pick. 6'7". Ooh, Poole got superstar. Springs developed a lot. 8 overall for him, even though he was horrible. I mean, I guess he was okay against the run, maybe. Got a lot of tackles for whatever that's worth. But all right, final draft. I'm gonna have to spend an hour trading picks down again, but oh no, my job is so hard. Playing Madden. Tragic. But all right, in our final draft, absolutely final, no matter what, this is it. Whether we go 0-17 next year, 17-0, I don't care. This is it. I don't know who I want in this draft, though. There isn't anyone that looks that good. At least least that I've seen yet. I might just completely simulate this one out, I'm not gonna lie. Brett Boss, that's a crazy name. A tackle, A pursuit. He looks pretty good. Rank 111, I thought he would be better, but hidden dev, don't know what we're gonna do with him, but I don't think we're gonna start any of these rookies this year, so like, yeah, I think I should just simulate it. This tackle looks okay, but he's probably not for some reason. Nope. Maybe a good old receiving back, Vaughn Lawrence. Not the best athlete, not the best player, ranked 218. Is there a good blocking tight end by some miracle? Gutierrez looks maybe not. I'm still taking him though. Rank 168, okay. I'm just simming this draft out. We'll see what the CPU can do. Gonna pick 10 defensive tackles or some position. But yeah, the CPU didn't do much better. Not a single 70 overall. I don't even see a 69. 68 was the best player we got. Not great. Like 7 linemen. That was our position this year apparently, and 4 edge rushers. None of them are gonna make the team, by the way. Looks like 3 out of the 4 are 3-4 ends. So I guess we did pick like 7 defensive tackles. Fun. But all right, now heading into definitely the final year. No matter what, this is it. We're an 87 overall. We're looking pretty good for how ridiculous of a challenge this is, even though I guess we do get every 7th round pick every year. It's not like we're necessarily stealing them. We're just trading all of our picks down. So I guess we're kind of getting scammed, but whatever. That's the challenge. But we'll see how we do this year. Hopefully, again, our pass rush is a little better. It wasn't bad last year, right? But just hopefully Morales can do better. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully our corners in secondary in general do better with a new defensive playbook. I think the Jags is a good one. I think people said that. I think I tried it and it was pretty good. I don't know. I still can't figure out which defensive playbook actually works. I'm starting to lean towards the Rams, even though we switched away from it. I mean, it wasn't great though. I don't know. But yeah, 89 offense, 85 defense. Let's see where we rank for overall. Are we still last or... No, we're not. The Saints are only an 85. We're better than the Jets, better than the Cardinals, better than the Broncos, Vikings, Texans. So would I list off like 6 teams, something like that? Better than 6 of them, we'll take it. But all right, once again, I'll get to the midseason to make sure everything's going good. But let's get to the end of the year and we will see how we do. But all right, man, am I glad we did this final year. We go 11-6. Just randomly after, I mean, it's still hard to say underperforming for a few years, but definitely not overperforming. Let me show I didn't cheat because this seems really convenient, but like, ooh, we went 1-4 through 5 games in the season at one point. Not great, but ended on 3 wins. Jake Marshall, 4,400 yards, 49 touchdowns, 7 picks. Very, very good year. Damian Martinez was good. Ingram over 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 900 for Soto. Crockett wasn't great at center, and Anderson wasn't great at left tackle, but the rest of the line was fine. But Poole led the team in tackles, 16 TFLs for Morales, 10 sacks for Morales, 9 for Byers, 8 for Diggs, and picks 3 for Goodwell, 2 for Poole, Crossan, and Pointer, and 1 for a few players. But Jake Marshall wins his first MVP, I think, right? I think first. From 7th round pick to MVP, that's insane. Has a 7th round pick ever won MVP? Probably in like the 40s or something when there were, what, like 15 rounds or something? I don't know. But Thad Ingram, Offensive Player of the Year. Looks like our offense carried. Jake Marshall, number 9, and that's it for awards. So, very glad we did this final year. I don't like doing rebuilds where we don't make the playoffs. I mean, I'm still gonna upload them because they're still interesting, but I can't believe we made the playoffs doing this challenge. 7th round only. Probably not gonna win this playoff game, but you never know. Let's see, we could even bench a player or 2. Like, Crockett wasn't great. We'll try Sanchez. I think we started him last year. I don't remember how he did, but we'll see. And I guess that's it. Everyone else was fine. I mean, Martinez fumbled a few times, but it's not like we have a better option. But all right, our first and last playoff run. We'll spend coach points, but let's just sim it out. And can we win a playoff game? No, but at least we made them. Could have been worse.